Welcome back. In this part of our interview with the former governor of Edo State, Mr. Oshiomhole defends his party's record and tells us whether or not he nurses a presidential ambition. As a member of the All Progressives Congress, would you then say that you're proud of how your party has run so far?
Well, yes, I'm happy, reasonably happy with the way things are going. We still have a party. We have no faction. If you look at the fact that our party covers we are in government in about 24, 26 states. And we have the level of internal cohesion that we have compared to the PDP. I think we are doing well. Yes, you must understand that. You must understand that when a number of parties come together to merge, which is the first time in the history of our country, they bring on board various tendencies and so on. The process of wielding this together and sustaining internal cohesion without a godfather to decree that you must go this way rather than this way, that process of contestation is not necessarily dysfunctional. It can be worrisome, it can lead to suspicion, but it is part of the ingredients of a truly democratic party. So, without arguing that there is no room for improvement, we can't say the APC is not
The question is, how much change then has it been able to deliver to Nigerians? I mean, looking at some of the things that happened after the president was elected, it took 180 days to get ministers. The country went into a recession under his watch. Herdsmen have been going on rampage. Kidnapping has been on the rise. Pensioners are going on protest. And as a people, it was seen that we've never been so divided along ethnic and religious lines, all of them under this government.
This is a overloaded question, with due respect to you. And to deal with them now, I don't know where to start. But first, let me say that when we talk of change, changing character, changing habits, changing systems, it's not like switching from generator to centralized power supply. It's more complex than that. Now, what has changed, for example, so that I bridge your time? When you look at the revelations in courts and in foreign countries about the huge sums of money that were diverted from the petroleum ministry and other sources that are not only being investigated in Nigeria but also in other foreign countries, you would say the fact that these are coming out, we have a president that has the political will to say that nobody is above board. So for the first time, you find defense chiefs be called upon, and they are singing on how they diverted defense funds to non-defense purposes. The kind of revelations, money being found in a private house in Ikoyi, you will never imagine that sort of thing happening. And when was that money taken out? 2015, before this government came in. And it took 2 years for this government to identify that. There are a couple of other revelations by EFCC which you will wonder. So these things were happening all along. There is nothing that is new now. Remember that the former CBN governor, Sanusi, had to, out of concern, raise issues about how much was being diverted from public treasury. And he was rewarded with a sack. Now, from a situation where if you speak to corruption, you are dismissed, you now have a government that says, if you can reveal corruption, we will reward you. We reward whistleblowers. A couple of whistleblowers are being rewarded. You don't think something has changed? Something has changed.
But even though people are wondering how that is, translating into, jobs for young people.
Not overnight.
It's translating into bringing down inflation. This is a reality. This is not opposition narrative. That is a reality that Nigerians
but you don't need
have to live with.
Look at how national economies work. First is that the market-driven economy, the capitalist economy, is characterized historically by boom and bust. Every market economist will tell you that. The American economy came under severe recession, that Barack Obama has to use state funds. In fact, I used to argue that we now know the limits of the IMF and the World Bank. That when the real economies are in trouble, it is statesmen and state institutions that are deployed to fight recession, not market tools like the IMF used to preach. And they had to take taxpayers' money to bail out General Motors. So every economy, look at the situation in Europe, look at Greece, around several European countries, they are battling with their own economic challenges. So it is not something that has arisen. And when you talk about Nigeria economy going into recession, there is always a time lag between causes and effects. Those massive looting of yesterday, which is no longer in the realm of speculation, some are in court, some are being convicted. Those looting of yesterday, it is the delayed consequences that now translated to recession. And when you talk about job creation, yes, there's huge challenge in terms of unemployment. But since when? Since 2015? The answer is no.
You once tried to run for president before you settled down to be governor of Edo State. Are you still thinking about it?
No, this is not correct. I was asked to run for president. And I said, no, I will run for a state government. And I think so many people said so, including Professor Issa Sage, who is still alive and well, one of the most progressive professors and consistent leftist. Ganifa Hemi is perhaps the most well-known person who was insisting. And when I said no, he wrote a public statement and described me as a tiger who chooses to walk like a Lilliputian. And he then warned that he thinks it would be easier for me to win the presidency of Nigeria than overcoming the godfathers in Edo State to win Edo State governorship. And I told him, even to serve as a local government and show that local government can work is a big honor. But in the end, he agreed with me. He issued a statement urging people to vote for me. And I think I proved him right, that at the end of the day, those godfathers he was afraid of that would consume me, we have neutralized them. And we were supervising their retirement.
So you don't ever think, because part of your response to him was that you were trying to gather the experience that was needed.
No, what I said then was that it makes sense to start from somewhere. And that is life. You start from somewhere. And to start as a state governor, I didn't think it belittles me. I think I'm really humbled that I've had the opportunity. Even more humbled that God used me to change the narrative of partisan politics in Edo State. And that's why they are very, very angry with me, because all those godfathers, fix it or no fix it, we fix them and they're out. So and we are standing and they are down.
With your experience we ran 3 elections. Would you be thinking of going to the national level?
I know you want to drag me to something, but I belong to a political party. To be very frank with you, I believe that we must service the geopolitical reality of Nigeria. And speaking to servicing the geopolitical reality of Nigeria is to concede the fact that at our present level of development, I think that by the accident of my birthplace, it is not particularly opportune for me now to begin to nurse the kind of ambition that you are talking about. I do not think so. But I think that people can contribute to nation building without necessarily going to occupy certain offices. And having superintended over a state, I was shocked to find the level of conscience about people that if one clan in a local government produced the chairman this season, the next season it should go to another clan. Now, if you have these things so entrenched, until we talk the people out of it, and will produce leaders that will service the country, you know, in a way that nobody cares where they come from. For now, there are a couple of things we have to just manage to get the country going, to assure the stability of the country and giving every part a sense of belonging and ensuring that, you know, we remain focused on the critical issues of delivering the greatest good to the greatest number, using government as instrument.
Adams Oshiomhole, thank you for coming on Hard Copy.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all on this edition of Hard Copy, but we want to hear from you on the issues raised. How do you view the labor unions today? Send us your thoughts using the handles showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I'm Maokbe Ogun. Good night.